Good morning, it's Jonathan Barratt with the morning debrief, and I've only got two trading sessions left for the end of the financial year in America and also for the new year in Australia. Obviously a quiet night last night. Volumes were particularly low. The Dow managed to etch out a good gain, only small, but it's been like that all week. You start to get that sense that it is sort of window dressing towards the close of the financial year, and as a result of that, it'll be interesting to see how next week trades. Or in particular the next couple of weeks, as the market gets set to really understand the fundamentals in the economy again as to what will happen with asset prices. Okay, well let's move on and get a little bit of a run through. Just grab that, where are we? Okay, just as I mentioned, the Dow etched out a small gain. It was up, there we go, just coming up now. There you go. The Dow was up 9 points at 11,585. The S&P was up 1.25 and the Nasdaq up 4. Looking further afield into Europe, and you can see that the top 50 was up 16, the FTSE down 12, the CAC was down up 31, the DAX was up 23. Local market was very quiet on the futures and basically down 1 at 4,773. Apart from that, I guess everything was pretty quiet across the board, and as mentioned, volumes were particularly light. Let's just have a look at a few of the markets that we always look at. And first of all, let's have a look at the crude market. Look, I think crude in itself has just remained relatively well bid, and as we've talked about before, people that have had crude for this run or these inventories, they've actually got to book it. Whether it's a profitability or profit or a loss. It is interesting too to note that due to the cold weather we've had in America, that crude oil is quite well bid, regardless of the fact that we certainly have enough inventories on hand, and we also have OPEC ready to increase capacity when in fact it's needed. OPEC in themselves have actually said that if it gets close to 100, then they will increase capacity. And that gives us, I guess, an interesting feeling as to why it's at these levels. But like all these things, you can't stand in front of it. And if it continues to go high, you've just got to run with it. Or if you are deciding to go short, just make sure you put stops in at the higher end or on a break to new highs. Looking at copper, still a concern there on copper in terms of the concentrate market. Now, this is a market that fundamentally is short, so supply and demand. Really, we're looking at about 340,000 tonnes of shortfall in the supply-demand statistics for 2011. Now, that should keep prices pretty much underpinned towards the top side, but at any stage, a correction could be imminent. Just think that we are close to record highs, and that's one commodity which has just gone from strength to strength. Having a look at our favourite, the dollar index, 80.06. And just consolidating here, expect more of that to occur, more sideways price action in the dollar. And at the moment, if it takes out that 80, it'll probably trickle down to this lower end of support here. And so basically see that dollar under a little bit of pressure at the moment. Looking at gold 1410, still looking quite well bid. At the moment, you can see this consolidation. Market does perhaps want to take a little bit higher. Potential for head and shoulders here or a break to new high. Let's see that next 24 hours. You might get a bit of risk premium due to the end of the year or the new year being built into gold, and that's why we're seeing it up just a fraction. Aussie dollar just below that record, which we had, as you can see there, we had a high there for that Aussie up around that 102, and I'm just trying to get that high there, 1.0084. 102.05, that was the high we've seen. So we're just shy of that at the moment, but I think the market's suggesting that it can continue to trade through those levels. Okay, now just quickly on the local market, the SPY, 4,773. It doesn't look all that strong, and I think the expectations are for that market to correct again, come under a little bit of pressure. The fact that it hasn't stayed above 47.80, which is a bit of a key there, when we had that break, suggests that there's more consolidation. So on a lackluster type of trading, probably expect it to actually head to the lower end of the range. In terms of economic calendars, not a lot coming out, and I think if anything there, not a lot at all, but we do get pending home sales in the States and the Chicago Purchases Manager, which is expected to be lower. Now, we are seeing some negative numbers coming out of the States, that might weigh on the market, particularly next week. So stay pretty close to that because that could see a correction in some of our equities. Okay, well that's pretty much about it from myself, and I hope everyone has a happy New Year. I'm on leave for 2 weeks, but if you've got any questions, feel free to email me. I'm still sort of on email and answering them intermittently, but I hope everyone has a safe New Year's, and we'll certainly talk to you when you get back. Bye for now.